on that tackle a little bit, so 2 good plays in a row for Maverick.
Ball is marked at the Louisville 22. First down and 10.
It's like you've got a little shoe issue going on right there.
One of the Perry players, might be Curtis, tying that shoe. 7:59 to go in the first half. Perry on top 7-0. Panthers driving again. Perry took the opening kickoff, drove down the field for a score. Held Louisville on their most recent drive. Perry started this drive at their own 4-yard line, and they're still moving. And the handoff is to Coleman, and Richard Coleman, the senior, puts his head down, picks up a couple of yards to the 20.
That was a really good job on defense. Matty again getting up off there, but they had outflanked him, so he didn't think he had the corner. Cuts it up inside, and there's a couple of white helmets there waiting on him.
Chevea Leitner, who was blocking on the play, gets up a little bit slow, and he may be fighting a little bit of an injury right now. 7:10 with a running clock here in the first half. 2nd down and 8 now for the Panthers. Scurry going to keep. Scurry on the move. Scurry inside the 10, down to the 9. It'll be a first down and goal to go for the Panthers.
Wow, twinkle toes there by Scurry, huh? Showing you some agility. And you got all those running backs. You get them blocking for you. Look at this. He's got 2 of them out in front of him, pulling guard. A couple of nifty moves right there.
Well, it's going to come back, though. We may have a hold.
That's why the blocks were so good. They were holding them.
Let's get the call.
So this is Louisville's chance right here. They needed something, you know, a penalty, a dropped ball, something, tackle for loss to put Perry in a long yardage situation. So here they are, 2nd and a bunch, 17, I think the scoreboard says. They need a hit here and then stop them on 4th down to get the ball back.
The ball at the Louisville 29. Mark mentioned it. 2nd and 17 with 6:48 to go here in the first half. And the give is to Leitner. Leitner breaks a tackle, and he'll carry down inside the 25, close to the 24.
Well, they had to hit in the backfield, but they couldn't bring him down. And he gets it back up there for some plus yardage. Right here is going to be a hit. Boom.
Yeah, how'd he get out?
I don't know. He got another 5 after that. So they put him in 3rd and 12, but they got 2 downs to get it. Yeah, good point by Bob Jeffries. Perry has a great kicker.
Oh, yeah.
He can knock it through from here with no problem. Well, maybe not no problem, but he's capable of kicking it from here.
3rd down and 12 now. Ball at the Louisville 24. Fumbled on the snap. Scurry picks it up. Now he's going to try and run the corner. Now he looks like he's going to throw, and he's in all kinds of trouble. Back outside the 25-yard line. He is swarmed under.
You know, I think it was originally a pass. I think that's what it was called. And when he dropped the ball, then he thought, well, I just better scramble and get what I can get. And when the corner was blocked off, that pass play came back into his head. See, the linemen aren't going downfield. I think that was a play-action pass. Now he says, oh, I think I'll throw it. No, too late. Good defense. Number 6 in there for Louisville, all over that, Cam Lingle.
5:20 with a running clock here in the 2nd quarter. It's 4th and 15, and here is the senior, Cade Basham. We know he's got a heck of a leg. One of the best in the area, if not wider than the area. It's going to be a 44-yard kick. Low snap. He sends it on the way. Is it long enough? It is good from 44 yards. Let's check in with our Frank Salona. Frank?
All right, guys. Well, yeah, it had a little bit left to spare as it went through the crossbar, but what a great job by the holder that time. It was a low snap. He kind of had to get it up on that tee quickly, and he did a great job, and Basham put it through.
All right, Perry 10, Louisville nothing on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard. We've got a timeout. Back after these messages.
House your home. Safeguard knows, and you can too. Wherever you are, day or night, whatever you're doing, Safeguard Home Security is professionally monitoring your home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can check on your home from anywhere at any time on your smartphone, tablet, or computer. The Safeguard app makes it easy to put your mind at ease. Safeguard Security from MCTV. Your home is just fine.
For nearly 20 years, thousands of people have relied on SARTA for safe, affordable, reliable transportation.
People like Misty Williams, who's riding SARTA to a brighter future. Misty's a full-time student and mom who uses our fixed routes to get to school, pick up her son at daycare, and return home at the end of a very busy day.
School, shopping, Cleveland, Akron, the airport, for work or for play. People you know count on SARTA to meet their transportation needs. And we deliver.
SARTA, where can we take you today?
Back here at Perry High School, it's the Panthers 10, the Leopards nothing, with 4:59 to go in the first half after a 44-yard field goal by Cade Basham, who's lining up for the kickoff. That's a great football name, Basham, isn't it?
It is. It is. He bashes the football when he kicks it. That's for sure.
Tell us about that drive. Well, we'll check that in just a moment. On the return is Pukic. He's got a little bit of running room across the 30, still on his feet out near the 40-yard line. So Louisville gets a nice return, and we'll have just under 5 minutes to work with here before halftime. Now that Perry scoring drive.
14 plays, 7 minutes and 7 seconds. They went 69 yards, finished up by a 44-yard field goal by Cade Basham. That makes it Perry 10, Louisville 0. But Louisville's put themselves in a position with enough time in the offense to score.
So the Leopards will have it with a first down and 10, trailing 10-0 on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard. Jones in the backfield with Hartline to his left. Two receivers to each side on first down. Jones looking left. He'll gun it out there. It's caught by Hartline. Hartline to midfield. Hartline to the Perry 45. I want to stand corrected that time. Kennedy was lined up in the backfield. They had Hartline split out wide left.
Well, Hartline, you know, we talked about him being able to do it all. They split him out, throw the ball to him on an out, and he is very comfortable with catching the ball just as he is running the ball.
Boy, if you're Louisville, you'd love to get something on the board here before halftime.
Yeah, it'd give them a big lift going into the locker room.
First down and 10, 4:30 to go. Before the half, a running clock. Jones back, looking to the right. He'll throw out there. It's caught at the 40 to the 39. The reception made by Ryan Pukic for the Leopards.
Same play the other side. Now Perry, they're playing a little soft right now, just trying to, you know, prevent big plays, make Louisville inch it down the field. Nice one-on-one tackle there. Kept them in bounds.
Second down and 4. At the 39. Kennedy in the backfield. Fake to him. Throws it out to Hartline. Hartline has a blocker. 2 blockers to the 35 to the 30. And it's going to be enough for a Louisville first down. Making the tackle over there for the Panthers was number 11, Kyle Middaugh. And it's a good thing he made the tackle, but we do have a flag on the far side.
Well, that was a nice blocking job by Davis Burek, number 2, and number 11, Ryan Pukic. We've talked about it in previous games. You throw that swing screen, and you got to have those receivers blocking what seems like forever out there. And they did a good job of staying on their defender. That
flag was a sideline warning against the Panthers.
So we've had one each side. So if we get a flag the next time, it's going to be a penalty. I mean, actual yardage penalty,
yeah.
Not just a warning.
Clock running once again, 3:40 to go. First and 10. Leopards at the Perry 30. The give to Kennedy, and Kennedy is smacked down after a yard pickup to the 29.
Yeah, man, he took a hit. Let's see.
Hey,
number
stay
71,
with us.
The big scurry fella in there.
Couple minutes, we'll be having our Malone University halftime show. We'll hopefully be hearing from both bands here at halftime. Frank Salona will be your host. We'll also bring you, of course, the stats and all the highlights from the first half. Thanks to Malone University. Ball in the air, and it is caught for a Louisville touchdown.
Davis Burek, I think, got behind his cornerback He had to wait on the ball just for a second, but he went up high and got it. Nice pitch and catch. Big, big score for Louisville.
The ball was a little bit underthrown, but Davis Burek was able to concentrate and bring it in. And this is another nominee for our Friends and Family Credit Union Rock Solid Play of the Game. We'll pick a Rock Solid play at the end of tonight's contest. Thanks again to the Friends and Family Credit Union. All right, extra point attempt coming up now for Travis Pape. And the way this game is going, this is a key extra point.
Another low
Kick
snap.
is up, and he pushes it to the right. No good. 10-6. Timeout on the field. 3:01 to go. First half. It's Perry 10, Louisville 6 on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard.
You can't tell your cold to wait? Talk to a doctor now with the new Altman Now app. Get the app now. You can't tell your migraine to wait. Talk to a doctor now with the new Altman Now app. Download the Altman Now app now.
Back at Perry Stadium, the Panthers lead 10-6. Louisville on the board moments ago. 3:01 remaining in the second quarter. Mark Miller with a recap of that Louisville drive.
5 plays, 61 yards. Took him a minute and 58. 29-yard scoring pass from Jones to Burek. Extra point was no good. That's why we're 10-6.
We were discussing that extra point miss there by Pape. There was some severe, a big-time rush coming in from that right side. And the timing might have been off a little bit for Travis Pape.
And the snap was a little bit low, and you know that's the side that the kicker's going to see, you know, out of the corner of his eye, and kind of pushed it that way. So
we'll check in with Frank Salona here in just a moment. Our sideline reporter on that Louisville sideline. 3:01 to go, first half. Pape kicks it away, taking it to 20. To the 30 and stacked up there. That was Dominic Venus on the return for Perry. Now let's hop aboard the Zero Emissions SARTA bus and check in with our Frank Salona. Frank?
All right, guys, thank you very much. You know, you guys mentioned about Louisville playing in the Federal League. Well, they got into the Federal League in 1968, and they played till 1989. So 21 years these two teams played each other in the Federal League. Perry getting in 1964. But overall, all the wins these two teams have put together, 1,011 wins between the two storied programs. That's a lot of wins between two programs.
You're right. Thanks, Frank. That report brought to you by SARTA and their Zero Emissions bus. At the 30-yard line, Perry has 2:54 to work with before halftime. On the carry, that is Richard Coleman with a big carry as he went wide on the left side out to the 44-yard line. That's a first down for the Panthers.
Well, you look up at the scoreboard and you're under 3 minutes and you think that, oh, Perry, they just run it. They can't score and get it down the field that quick. Well, they may not have a normal version of the 2-minute drill, but they can get it to the outside, get 15 yards and get out of bounds. That play took nothing off the clock.
Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining, 2:47 to go, first half. First down and 10, Panthers at their own 44. Man in motion, they'll give it to Curtis, however. Curtis fighting for yardage, still fighting, and he'll be knocked down. They'll give him forward progress close to the 46. The first guy never seems to be able to get Curtis.
No.
The first initial hit, anyway.
No, you're right. I think that was Bryce Suppi on that tackle. He did a great job coming out of the defensive backfield and making the hit, number 15.
With a lot of help.
A lot of help. A lot of help. Everybody's taking a hit on that big fella.
2nd down and 8 at the Perry 46. 2:08 with a running clock before halftime. And they'll give it off on the carry. That is Leitner. And Leitner into Louisville territory to the 47. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1. Clock continues to run. 1:49, 1:48 here in the first half.
And remember, they got the field goal kicker that we just saw. They don't have to get it down in there too far to let him have a chance right at the end of the half.
And by the way, we heard the PA announcer announce that Basham's field goal kick from 44 yards is a new school record at Perry.
That's long.
Previous record was 42, and it happened 2 other times. On the carry, this is Coleman. Coleman right side, breaking tackles, and inside Louisville territory, inside the 40. That's going to be another first down. Stops the clock with 1:20 to go in the first half. That's a 9-yard carry for Coleman.
9-yard carry, and he's working hard to get out of bounds. These kids are well coached. Now the first down, that's going to stop momentarily, but you can see right there he knows he's got about all he can get, and he's pushing to get out of bounds.
At the Louisville 38-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Panthers. And Scurry gonna throw, looking. He'll put the ball in the air. It is caught down at the 25-yard line. Senior Trey Robinson with the catch.
I think they called him out of bounds.
Okay.
I wondered why nobody was running to spot the ball, and they must have decided early on he was out of bounds and didn't even go spot it.
Well, we're going to see it again.
I thought Scurry was going to run it. First pass of the game for Perry.
Okay, yeah, he was clearly out of bounds.
But it stops the clock. Didn't have to use a timeout to stop it.
Yeah. Just over a minute to go at the 38. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Curtis lines up behind Scurry. Scurry back. There's a flag already thrown here on the near side. Scurry, ball in the air, has a man wide open. Robinson drops it inside the 5. 2 flags on the play back near the line of scrimmage, however. Even if he catches it, it may not have counted.
Well, the one in the middle of the field's definitely thrown where there's holding with him rolling out to the left. The one over here on the line of scrimmage, I guess, could have been a motion. You know, you're talking, they're sorting this penalty out. It's kind of odd that in the first half we've had sideline warnings on both teams. And a lot of people might think that's because the coach is yelling at the referees or something. No, that's unsportsmanlike. What this means is either the coaches are in the white area or the players are in the middle black area. They're not allowed in either of those. Nobody's allowed in the white, and only the coaches, no players allowed in that middle black stripe on this field.
I see.
They're trying to keep them off the sidelines so that referees don't trip up and they don't get onto the playing field.
Well, after the penalty, they'll move the ball all the way back to the Perry 48-yard line. 55.3 seconds to go here in the first half. Stay with us. Our Malone University halftime show featuring both the Louisville and the Perry bands coming up. Hosted by our Frank Salona. 2nd down and 24 now for the Panthers. And the give is going to be to Leitner, and he is dragged down behind the line of scrimmage, and another flag comes in from the near side.
I think maybe a little movement on the line for Perry, and they immediately asked the Louisville coach what he wants to do. I think they're going to take the play and decline the penalty.
Perry with a 10-6 lead. 49.1 seconds to go here before halftime.
Yep, illegal formation. They're going to decline that and take the lost yardage. Boy, it's 3rd and a long, long way. Hey, Basham's going to have a chance for another school record.
Yeah.
It also might be an American football record if he kicks one from here.
So true, Mark. So true. Well put. 43-yard line now. 3rd down and 28. Clock running. 36, 35. Scurry, man in motion, gives to Leitner. Leitner cut down in the backfield again, maybe a couple of yards, and immediately Louisville takes a timeout and a fine defensive play by number 50. Defensive end Jason Gord with a tackle mark.
Right there's Jason fighting off that block. Got down around the legs. That's a way to tackle those quick running backs. That's a great play by Gord. Just a great play.
So John DeMarco calls time. 24.8 seconds to go. It's 4th down and 28 now.
Well, they want to force a punt, in which case they can probably go for the block. Or if Perry just sits on it and runs it and gets a few yards, now they're at midfield and Jones can chuck it down the field a couple of times, try to get a pass interference or maybe a Hail Mary kind of play.
Well, don't forget the best and only post-game scoreboard show in Stark County is on 1480 WHBC every Friday night during the high school football season. Find out how all the area teams did, who made the great plays, who had a tough night, and so much more. It's the Hammersmith Insurance Scoreboard Show only on 1480 WHBC. 24.8 seconds to go. The punter is the quarterback, number 25, Frank Scurry. Max Hartline deep for Louisville at his own 15. Doesn't look like Louisville's setting up for a block. They're setting up for a return.
But with Hartline, they got a chance.
He settles under it at the 15. Hartline to the 30. A flag comes in. More flags. Hartline down the sideline. It's going to come back as Hartline still on his feet all the way down inside the 20. But we have a bunch of flags, and it's going to come back.
Well, that's why you call timeout and force a punt, because you got that kid back there returning them. I've always been of the mind that high school teams should not return punts unless you got a kid like that. So many bad things can happen. Penalties, drop punts, you know, for a 5-yard return on a punter that typically squibs it this time and pops it up the next time.
Right.
Very, very difficult in high school to return a punt. But you got a kid like Hartline back there. You got to set it up. You got to work on it. You got to give him a chance to make big plays. And he did, but the penalty's going to bring it back.
We have 6.2 seconds to go here in the first half. Louisville trailing 10-6 to the Panthers. Our AltCare TV Game of the Week. Glad you're with us here at Perry Stadium tonight. Next week, we'll be in Massillon, Paul Brown Tiger Stadium, as the Tigers will host the Fitch Falcons from Austintown. That'll be our AltCare TV Game of the Week in week number 6 at Massillon. Looks like Louisville's going to just take a knee here. Everybody's in close. Jones steps in, does take a knee, and that is going to end the first half. We've got a good one. No question about that. On the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard, our halftime score, it's Perry 10, Louisville 6. Stay with us. When we return, we'll have the Malone University halftime show.
Embarrassed to smile at family events? Unable to enjoy your favorite foods because of loose dentures? Haven't been to the dentist in a while because of fear? Get healthy at the Amison Dental Group at 3684 Dressler Road Northwest. Let us get you the smile you deserve. Call us at 330-452-2255. Mention WHBC when you call and receive a free take-home whitening kit, a $250 value. Amison Dental Group, where everyone deserves to smile.
Welcome to Friends and Family Credit Union, where we believe every member is a friend of the family.
Hi, I'm Nick Langenfeld, President and CEO of Friends and Family Credit Union. Friends and Family Credit Union provides loans, savings, checking, and other financial services to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Stark County. We provide financial needs in the most reasonable and cost-effective way. What are you waiting for? Stop in one of our locations today to become a friend of the family.
Y'all know it's football season. Around these parts, football season is barbecue season. If you want to score big on game day, make slow-smoked Old Carolina barbecue your go-to spot before, during, and after all the games. No need to cook on Friday. Meet before the game at Old Carolina. Or grab a party pack and host the ultimate college or pro football party. Featuring award-winning ribs, tender pulled pork, and jumbo smoked wings. We have options for all your pigskin pig-outs. Get more info at oldcarolina.com. Old Carolina Barbecue Company. Meet before the game.
Got a news tip? Email us at newstip@whbc.com. For everything WHBC, news, weather, and sports, personality blogs, and more, log on to WHBC.com.
Welcome back to the Malone University Halftime Show. Our halftime scoreboard on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard has the Perry Panthers on top by a score of 10-6. Taking the field now is the Louisville Leopard Marching Band under the leadership of band director Chris Bleininger. The Leopards will march 154 tonight. Let's go out on the field and listen in on the Louisville Marching Band.
Show this evening, the band in color guard will now perform the final movement of our 2018 competition show, Africa. We hope you enjoy Brush, Fire, and Rain. You've been listening to the Louisville Leopards Marching Band on the Malone University Halftime Show. We'll take a timeout and come back right after these messages.
To me, Malone is family. Come home. We're waiting for you. You're going to love it here. Promise.
Northern Ohio is shaped around four things: makers, risk takers, movers, and shakers. Even with all that, you need a little help to pack the spirit of a city into one lot. That's why the new Civic is a creator's dream come true. It comes with all the tools we need to flourish and isn't afraid to roll up its sleeves. The 2018 Civic. The fleet is better with a Honda.
Upgrade to a new Civic for just $189 a month. Shop your local Honda dealer or online at northernohiohondadealers.com.
1, ladies and gentlemen, 2. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel this is going to be a big day.
Life were only like this.
Wouldn't want to miss this.
Looking forward to it.
What's this all about?
This is very exciting. So cool.
Beautiful.
Great.
Mind if I have a look? I'm delighted to be here. Amen.
I am.
Oh, very groovy, very groovy.
Let's have some fun today.
I like it a lot. That's all there is to it.
I've heard a lot about you.
I've heard a lot about you, too.
Welcome back to Perry Stadium and our Malone University halftime show. The Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard has the Perry Panthers on top by a score of 10-6. Now, under the direction of Ryan Smith and 180 strong, let's go back out on the field and welcome the Perry Panther Marching Band. Our Malone University halftime show continues after these messages. When we come back, Dave Sheets and Mark Miller will break down the first half of action along with our halftime stats. We'll be right back.
For nearly 20 years, thousands of people have relied on SARTA for safe, affordable, reliable transportation.
People like Misty Williams, who's riding SARTA to a brighter future. Misty's a full-time student and mom who uses our fixed routes to get to school, pick up her son at daycare, and return home at the end of a very busy day.
School, shopping, Cleveland, Akron, the airport, for work or for play. People you know count on SARTA to meet their transportation needs. And we deliver.
SARTA, where can we take you today?
To me, Malone is family. Come home. We're waiting for you. You're going to love it here. Promise.
The Roadmen and JT team up for a lively take on sports. It's a whole new attitude. Afternoons from 3 till 7, weekdays on News Talk 1480 WHBC and online at WHBC.com.
Back here at Perry High School, moments before the start of the third quarter on the Old Carolina Barbecue scoreboard. Perry leads Louisville 10-0. Let's take a look at the halftime stats. Again, brought to you by Malone University. And for that, here's Mark Miller.
All right, as you would expect, Perry has some rushing yards and no passing yards. They ran the ball pretty well. Louisville, with a little bit of a mix, 102 yards, a lot less than they're used to, but you can see first downs very even. No turnovers. That's a cleanly played game. A few different penalties individually. The three guys from Perry, Leitner, Coleman, Curtis, have 7, 10, and 9 carries respectively. 55, 54, 42 yards are also even in there. Colton Jones, 9 of 11, 102 yards and a touchdown. Not the volume that he's used to, but good efficiency. Max Hartline caught 5 of them for 21 yards.
And once again, our first half stats brought to you by Malone University. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. And our first highlight, the end of Perry's opening drive as they went 68 yards and capped it with a 3-yard touchdown run by Leitner. Extra point was good. Louisville had a 1st and goal at the Perry 2, and on 4 downs they were turned away.
That was a huge stop by Curtis.
Perry, moments later, gets a school record 44-yard field goal by Cade Basham, and that put Perry on top 10-0. And then Louisville would get on the board with 3 minutes to go in the first half. 29-yard strike from Jones to Burek. The extra point, however, was no good. And our halftime score is Perry over Louisville by a count of 10-6. So it's been a good ball game, Mark. It's been a clean ball game, as you mentioned. No turnovers, very few penalties. And both these teams obviously feel that they are in line to get a hard-earned victory.
Well, that deferral of the opening coin toss is coming back to do just what Coach DeMarco wanted it to, and that is give his team the ball coming out of the locker room where they go down and get a score. They've got the lead. So let's see what Louisville can do in this opening drive.
I'd like to remind you once again that our AltCare TV game of the week next Friday night, September 28th, will be at Massillon. We'll get to see the Tigers take on the Fitch Falcons. Austintown Fitch always plays Massillon tough. That's been a long rivalry, long series over the years. This year played at Massillon. We'll have it, the AltCare TV game of the week next Friday night, Fitch at Massillon. All right, so Louisville, because they deferred at the beginning of the ball game, they're going to get the football to start the second half. And we'll see if the Leopards can get something going on offense.
One good thing is you notice, well, we don't notice anybody that is not dressed that played in the first half. Nobody really gimping around. It looks like both teams are pretty healthy. We saw a couple of guys get up slow, but that happens in a hard-hitting game. So both teams should be back at physically 100%.
Cade Basham teeing up the football for the Panthers. Max Hartline, the deepest of 3 returners for Louisville. Hartline, number 5, standing at his 5-yard line.
Now Basham's got a strong enough leg. He can directional kick. They're going to try to kick it away from Hartline. Let's see.
Glad to have you with us. Week 5 of our AltCare TV game of the week. And Basham crushes it. Hartline fields it at the goal line. He's going to run it out to the 15 to the 20 and dropped at the 21-yard line. So Hartline trying to make something happened there on that opening return.
You know, it's interesting, Dave. I thought when he caught that ball, he hesitated for a second and looked at the official. He thought he was in the end zone, and he immediately, after he got tackled, went back and talked to him. He said, wasn't I stepping on the goal line? In which case he's not allowed to bring it out. But he did a great job of making a quick decision and getting it out to at least the 20.
After this play, we're going to visit with our Frank Salona. He talked to Louisville coach John DeMarco coming out of the locker room. And we'll see what Coach DeMarco had to say in just a moment. We're going to run a play, and then we'll go down the sideline and check in with Frank. First play of the second half from scrimmage. Quick toss over the head of his intended receiver, Burek, out near the 25-yard line. And now let's go down on the Louisville sideline. Frank Salona, how about it?
All right, guys, thank you so much. You know, I did talk to Coach DeMarco, and he told me that we got to take advantage of the opportunities when they come up. If you don't score when you have the football, you may not get it back when you're playing in Perry Panthers, because they have such good ball control offense. So they are a little upset that they didn't take advantage of those opportunities.
All right, thank you, Frank. That report brought to you by Sarda. It's 2nd down and 10 now for the Leopards. From the 21, Jones back. He'll throw over the middle. It is caught and then dropped. Broken up. Pass intended for Ryan Bukes. And it's broke up at the last moment. It's incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down, stopping the clock with 11:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, they ran the inside receiver on a seam, and the ball is underthrown just a little bit again, where he had to kind of stop and go back, allow the defender to catch up to it. That would have been a huge gain, got him out around midfield. They have some opportunities. That's what Coach DeMarco was talking about, taking advantage of those chances.
That was Trey Robinson who broke it up. Kennedy, or I should say Hartline in the backfield. Jones going to throw, and behind his intended receiver. Pass intended for Bryce Zuppe near the 35-yard line, but it was well behind him, and that brings up 4th down and a 3-and-out for the Leopards.
Reminiscent of their first drive of the game, or first possession. It wasn't a drive. They completed a pass for very little yardage, and then 2 incompletions. This was 3 straight incompletions, and they're punting.
Bryce Zuppe to punt inside his own 10. Perry looks like they're going to set up a return. Low kick, bounce, taken at midfield, and then knocked down immediately is number 7, the sophomore Devontae Armstrong. But Perry will start here in the 3rd quarter with excellent field position.
Yep, Ryan Pukish covered that kick and prevented any return, but without a return plus, he prevented that ball from rolling for another how many ever yards.
Right.
So that was a good job of him catching it on the first hop.
3rd quarter, 11:33 to go. Louisville with a 3-and-out. Perry with their first possession now in the 2nd half, leading 10-6. And the give to Leitner. And Leitner with a couple of tough yards into Louisville territory, maybe to the 48. Matty with another stop, another tackle for
He's had a bunch of them. We don't keep individual tackles, but it'd be interesting to know when this one's over how many tackles he does have. Well, again, it's up to the Louisville defense. You know, they bailed the offense out early in the game by not allowing Perry to go up by 2 scores on a great defensive stand. Let's see if they can do it again and get the ball back for their offense.
Put the ball down to 49, so 2nd down and 8 for the Panthers. They're going to give it to Curtis. Curtis straight ahead. And a nice play by Maverick Pugh, the defensive end, to bring down Curtis as he takes it to close to the 45.
Going to get another look at it again, and guys fighting off blocks up front and getting, you can see Pugh come off a block and took down the big fella Curtis.
You don't
almost
see that
by
often.
himself. Yeah, one-on-one tackle. You don't get that very often.
Ball is at the 46 of Louisville. We're looking at a 3rd down and 5. 10:23 to go here in the 3rd quarter with a running clock. Scurry going to give it off to Coleman. Coleman breaks out of a tackle, 2 tackles, and now down to the 35-yard line. What an effort.
Wow, it sure was. I thought he was down in the backfield and it was going to be 4th down, but he has a way of keeping his feet rolling and coming out of tackles. Let's take a look at it right there. There's Matty, a sure tackler. A couple other guys had a shot at him, and he ends up down the sideline for an additional yardage to get a 1st down.
1st down for the Panthers. Ball spotted at the Louisville 34.